Hi and welcome. I am Jennifer Thompson and I am your intuitive realtor. I work with Remax Georgian Bay in Midland, but I service all of southern Georgian Bay. So welcome and thank you so much for joining me. And it is my honor and my privilege and pleasure to be here with you. So the sales stats in the real estate market for the last month to date in all of southern Georgian Bay, and this is for all listings, the average sales price has been $812,210, and the number of new listings over the past month to date has dropped significantly, which is quite obvious when you look at the listings and see what's new overall in southern Georgian Bay. I know in Midland, Penetang, Tay, Tiny area in particular, over just even the last week, there's been a few more listings than I had to report last week. So things have picked up a tiny bit in this area. So more specifically, Midland has 9 active listings right now, and these are residential listings, not commercial. Penetang has 2. Tay Township has 8, and Tiny Township has 13 active residential listings this week. So, and I don't think there was any last week when I did my reports. So yeah, things have picked up a little bit on that end. You know, I guess too, we're over Christmas and holidays. Things are, you know, people are back to work who are working and who aren't. You know, I know some of us, there's been a lot of job changes and situations changing, but that's where the market is at right now. So, okay, so this week's reading, the energy reading. So the first card, and again, I'm using my favorite, I love this deck, favorite deck is the Wisdom Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid. And so I've chosen 7 cards. So I connected with Spirit, shuffled the cards, asked for a reading for the energy for this week. So I picked 7 cards. So first card for today is By the Book. So there it is there. Whoop, see if you can see that or not. I'm trying not to get any glare from the light. It's hard. Can you see that? I know, sorry, I know it's glary. So By the Book. So this card, the energy around this card is about following the rules. There's so many rules right now, especially with this lockdown. And, you know, human nature, we don't really want to follow them. We want to do things the way we want to do them. We want to do things our way. But this card is, the energy is asking you to just play by the rules for now. There is a higher lesson to be learned here. There's a higher reason for this. That's what this is talking about. Tuesday card is Unfinished Symphony. So this card is talking about lessons, and I think I just mentioned that here. There's a higher lesson to be learned. So this is about lessons and ending one phase, starting another, thinking about the things you've learned during this journey, this pandemic, things about yourself that you hadn't realized before. I mean, if nothing else, this time of slowing down, taking stock, learning, maybe realizing what's important to you, reprioritizing your life and realizing it's not all about material happiness and things on the outside and doing, always being busy. But it's about finding the richness of life inside and finding a whole deeper dimension about to you, that you're not just, this, flesh and bones, but there's a whole, the awareness, like all that part, who are you? What is aware? I am aware, but who is the what? So back to this card for Tuesday, it's about taking stock and accepting where you're at too. So it's not about just the lessons and all that, but it's accepting where you are, accepting the way things are in the world, and that you can't control all the things you want to control. And it's about coming to terms with that it's finding happiness even though things are out of your control. You can't control the outside world, but you can control your inner world. And Wednesday's card is peace. So again, it's about that acceptance, coming into that radical acceptance about where you are in the world, where you are inside in the world, and not controlling, not having the ability to control certain aspects, following the rules, even though you might not want to, but just accepting that they're here, there's a higher purpose, and coming to peace with that. Thursday's card is about flexibility, going with the flow. Again, once you come into acceptance of just where things are at, you're more able to go with the flow and rather than against it. Because if you can't come into that acceptance and that you can't control all things, you're going to be going against the flow, which is going to create much suffering for you. Whereas if you accept the way things are, you know what? And the thing is too, you have to remember that everything is temporary. Change is constant. So this is going to change again, and there might come a time when you will be able to control certain aspects of your outer world. But in this time of learning, you're reaching a new understanding of all that. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to go too much into detail. But flexibility, the acceptance of how things are will lead you to being flexible and going with the flow and staying in that energy of acceptance. Going the distance. So this is Friday's card. So going the distance is just following through this whole cycle that we're on, and knowing, actually I just said that, the cycles, and everything has its purpose, and knowing that there will be an end to this time of introspection, slowing down, and learning more about who you are in the world. Yeah. So this is about the ending of one part of your life or journey and beginning of another, life-changing, really, this period of time that we're going through. It's transformative. Saturday's card is Between Worlds. So again, this is about radical acceptance, the end of one phase of your life, the beginning of a new one. So it's the energy again is talking about pausing, taking stock of where you've been, the road you've traveled, what you've learned, and how far you've come. Accepting where you are, knowing that you can't control everything, realizing that there is a meaningful, deep richness to your life on the inside, and stepping into that. There's so much more to learn about the magic of all. Sunday's card is Time to Go. And again, it's this card is talking about the end of one journey, beginning of another. and going with the flow and recognizing, you know, the cycles and change. That change is always happening. It doesn't stop. So overall, the theme for this week in the energy reading that I picked up is about radical acceptance. So this can be used in your personal world. It can be used towards moving. Again, about housing and how, you know, you want to move, you don't want to move, things aren't happening, things are way overpriced. You can't, you're priced out of the market. And you can't control that either. You can't control COVID-19 and the lockdown, and you can't control what's happening to the market, and you're feeling almost like you're like backed into a corner and oh my God, you're gonna go out of your mind. But hold on a sec, there's so much more to it than that. Stop looking outside of yourself into things that you can't control and look inside. What can you control? You can control your thoughts around all that. You can change them, change your perspective. So really open up to the parts of you that you can control. That's all we can do, is control what's going on the inside and what's going on up here. And just bring more awareness to that. And that's what this spread is about. It's just accepting things as they are, and knowing that it's part of the journey and learning and evolving. And that is it. That's it, my friends. So thank you so much for being here with me. I truly appreciate it. I will be here again next week to share again the market stats for Southern Georgian Bay, Midland, Penetang, Rasheen, Tiny, and Tay Township in particular. And if I can ever be of assistance, please reach out to me. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or through Remax Georgian Bay. And please take care of yourself. And until then, mwah, thank you so much. Bye for now.